concerns, privacy concerns which are there, which is security concerns which are driving it, but privacy concerns which are hampering it in a way. But essentially what you would have is exact number of time, the exact amount of time that you are using a road, you will be actually charged on that. So with that, let me come to you, Venkesh, and I think we are clearly exceeding time here, so I would not take more than 5 minutes here. Looking at the whole model of Tesla, I think we talked about it in the previous session. Interestingly, Tesla does not see itself as a car manufacturer. They see themselves as a battery manufacturer and a technology company. But Tesla, by the same reason, has also been disrupting the set tenets, if you really look at it. And one of them is in terms of sales process. They really do not have any dealerships. Anybody can go on the internet and buy it. Looking at, I'm not saying that that's probably going to happen to India. I think that's something that we talked about. But looking at the whole, the ride-sharing concept, the whole fact that the business, there would be fewer B2C kind of situations for dealerships. It is shifting to a B2B kind of an environment where end customers are coming in fewer numbers, and you have businesses walking into the dealerships to buy cars. How ready do you think dealerships are to receive this change in the customer profile?
So, I'll put it in a different perspective. See, India is a very, very vast, big country. And discussing this sitting in Delhi and Bombay is a different view.
Right.
And sitting in places like Allahabad, Lucknow, maybe Patna, Raipur is a different view. So even if Crystal says that 20,000 kilometer doesn't make sense, but for a rural guy, a Bolero makes sense if he has earned ₹1 lakh, chahe wo 5,000 kilometer kyun na chale. So for an Indian psyche, still owning a car, car means owning a four-wheeler, is still a reputation, image. So even to a level where शादी तब होगी जब घर पे कार होगी, मतलब to a level that. So I feel there is a problem for metro dealers. I agree, because we are sitting at a very huge capex because the land cost and the manpower cost.
Right.
So they have to adapt fast. They think of continuing in this business and then consolidating them, which is the future. They'll have to, because sitting at a 40,000 square foot space for a dealership won't be viable 5 years from today. So maybe the old vehicles will still come for the workshops. So they'll make us viable another 10 years. But once EV comes in, and the kind of quality improvement the OEMs are doing since past 20 years, a Mahindra vehicle which used to come in a year 5 to 6 times, now comes only 3 times.
Correct.
So,
Right.
Merc, which was coming for 3 times, just comes once a year.
Right.
So the way things are happening, metros and tier 1 towns or capitals dealers will have to work on consolidating themselves, being ready for disruptions due to EV and sharing and all that. But I'm happy to say I'm not worried for the tier 2 and tier 3 towns, because they'll grow. Even today, the growth is happening there.
Right.
So that is there. So majority of dealers will be happy.
Right.
But yes, some dealers like us who are in metro will be a problem, and we'll have to update ourselves. We'll have to consolidate. We'll have to. We cannot insulate ourselves from this, or there is a problem.
No, absolutely, and I completely agree with that, because I think as a fraternity out here, we are today all of us, or many of us, will be actually witness to a change where a future would be electric. Anything that floats, that flies, that rolls, it will be electric. It will be a future where a point of time when in the last century, when we were responsible for our own locomotion, it would be probably the locomotion would actually be, the central of control would be a very capable computer, which will probably drive that. Autonomous driving will be upon us. We will probably witness it. So from that perspective, we are clearly looking at an exciting time. And I think what the panelist also mentioned earlier, the question is not, and I think I summarized it very nicely again from the Alice in Wonderland. We all think that there will be some magical answers to all our problems. but we all refuse to accept the presence of magic. And I think that's very true. And we really need to look inwards and understand that each of these opportunities that are being posed in front of us, which may seem like hurdles, which may seem painful, are essentially areas which help us innovate, which help us look better. And I think Dr. Lamba said it well. Use your capital to take care, to use those opportunities to be on the top of it rather than to be at the receiving end of it. With that, I will conclude this session. I just have any, Deepshika, do we have time for questions or do we conclude?
So
I just say one
if
part
there are
of
any.
it.
Yeah.
I just want to say that,
Yeah, please.
as I said, mathematically speaking, I did qualify saying that
So
emotional
I-
and others completely
I
is
still
keeping
wanted
it
to
outside.
make him a bit
Yeah,
comfortable.
absolutely.
After
So there
going
is,
through all this session, there is more
yep,
tension.
I just
than-
said that is mathematics.
Sorry, there's a
side,
question,
yep.
please.
End of other things.
Right.
So what I feel, electric is not end of transportation.
Right.
It is not end of mobility.
No.
So I would wanted to see, because if EV comes, so we'll keep selling cars. Everyone will put a battery inside it. Sooner or later, everyone will put it. So worry will be, I think, when there will be next, when the transportation is about to end. So I would like to go in that direction. And secondly, my thing was, I wanted to say is, so the thing we should concentrate on right now is, I think, because people have lesser time, so they go on website and learn about our cars more than us, and when they come to the showroom. So this Car Dekho and all these apps, and we should work on these things so that we can get customers more, like we can get the customers right. See, because what I believe, like, firstly, we used to go to 6 showrooms or 7 showrooms to look at each and every car. Now we go to only 1 or 2 showrooms which we have selected online. So we should, for the couple of next years, we should work online more and then worry about the electric vehicle and other things.
Yep.
Just your thought on,
Yeah,
on this.
Yeah. No, just on the dooms part of it, on the electric vehicle is also there. Lithium is only found in 4 countries.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that it's there for everybody, and it's not something like there in all parts of it, and it's completely taken away. So how much of it that is going to be available for future is a big question mark. So I think it's just not something that it's all hunky-dory on the other side.
I mean, let me just add a point to what you just said. We need to understand that with the coming in of electric or any other such technological
Hybrid,
change,
maybe, Mirai,
yeah, any other
hydrogen.
technological change, for example, when you look at electric, there will come the opportunity of looking at battery recycling, recharging, the way that the salesperson engages with the customer. It's not just about it'll be talking about the voltage, the amperage of the vehicle. You'll be talking about charging points available, what to do and what not to do. So again, things will change. The discussion items will change, but you will need to invest in upgrading the skill of your salespeople. That is very much clear. Already, I think, if I was to refer some data points, increasingly decisions are being made outside the dealership. So basically, it's the time available at the dealership to make the decision or to influence that decision is coming down. So I think that investment in people needs to be made to ensure that the customer, if he can be held or converted. So I think those are clearly the opportunity areas that will come up. Those areas need to be focused. But yes, I agree that it's not that we see the end of the world as far as the automotive dealer fraternity is concerned. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, panelists, for that very exciting and somewhat futuristic discussion. May I now please call upon our Honorary Secretary, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, and Mr. Mohan Himmat Singha, the past President FADA, to please join us together on the stage for the felicitation.
Mr. Mohit Arora, please. Mr. Jagan Padmanabhan. Please give a huge round of applause. Mr. Kashyap Chanchani. Thank you, panel. Bringing the session to an end, I would like to invite Mr. Ashish Kale, the Vice President of FADA, to deliver the closing address.
So I think very engaging discussion in the last panel. Mohit said that he has been given a difficult job, but I think I have the most difficult job of today. I stand between you and your whiskey. So I'll keep it very, very short. I will not do any summing up. All of us have been a part of the sessions today. I'm sure each one of us was observant. The objective of Vyapar is to try and get a different perspective to the auto business. That is the effort that FADA is trying to put in. I hope this effort paid off today. I hope that today, with all these sessions that have happened, you take back learnings for your own business. I think even one idea taken today, the kind of scales of business that we have, if we can take back and change something in our business for the positive, today's day is well spent. So thank you all for being here. One of the panelists mentioned, why should you be afraid